You're watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. You want to see me turn Super Saiyan? Or should I take it to the next level? I'm also the narrator, too. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, make sure and smash subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
For many years, we've often wondered what it would actually be like to see Goku and Beerus square off one more time following Goku's tremendous growth after Battle of Gods, and for many years, we've never really saw the outcome of what could have happened until right now. In this new Dragon Ball Super fan manga, we dive into the final battle, the ultimate rematch between Goku and Beerus to once and for all find out if Goku had indeed surpassed the powers of the God of Destruction of Universe 7. As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related, then be sure to smash that subscribe button on this channel and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload, along with giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys love Dragon Ball and anime, as well as checking out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist located down in the description box below, to where on that playlist you guys will be able to find all the latest and best Dragon Ball fan mangas created by the community for the community. So be sure to head on down below, check out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist for all the best and latest videos on Dragon Ball fan mangas. As we kick off the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Ultimate Rematch Goku vs. Beerus manga chapter special, as the narration opens up by letting us know 3 months after Dragon Ball Super Broly. And with Goku and Beerus having a face-off, with Goku then having to transform into a Super Saiyan God, he then went along to tell Beerus, "It's been a long time, Lord Beerus, but let's not waste any more time." As Goku takes it upon himself to make the first move, what he ends up doing is delivering an uppercut to Beerus' face, but this initially causes Beerus to grab onto Goku's leg and swing the Saiyan around before connecting a thunderous knee to Goku's stomach, with Beerus then telling Goku, "Don't make me laugh." Before then proceeding to kick Goku in the face, what Beerus ends up doing is then pursuing Goku in this attempt of showing Goku who exactly is boss by getting this initial rematch following the events of Dragon Ball Super Broly, which again, considering Goku's God form, he had gotten exponentially more powerful since the days of Battle of Gods, and with Beerus then having to be shown clearly having the upper hand on Goku, what he ends up doing is delivering a thunderous elbow to Goku's face, followed by blasting Goku back by simply having to use the force of his overall presence. And with Goku going flying back, he went along to say to himself, "This is going to get me nowhere. I need to go even higher than God." And with Beerus then just standing there and mocking Goku by holding up this tiny little energy sphere above his finger, he then went along to further tell Goku, "You've grown much more powerful than when we first had our battle on Earth, Saiyan, but you still pale in comparison to my true power. Don't let the events of the Tournament of Power boost your ego. You can't win." And this ultimately prompts Goku in going from Super Saiyan God directly into Super Saiyan Blue, and that's when Goku turns up the heat by charging directly at Beerus, and with Goku having to then display a little bit of an edge over Beerus, what Beerus ends up doing is somehow putting Goku down with complete ease, and then telling him, "Don't make me laugh, Goku." So, Super Saiyan God failed, Super Saiyan Blue looks to have no effects on Beerus, because it would appear that Beerus this entire time was hiding a lot of his power, considering the fact that he's able to now hold his own against Super Saiyan Blue. And with Beerus charging back in directly, what he ends up doing is kneeing Goku in the face after dodging his attacks, which inevitably props Beerus into powering up and unleashing more of his true power, as he then goes on ahead to grab Goku by the throat and holding him above his head. Beerus then so condescendingly goes on to tell Goku, "Face it, Goku, you could never rival my power." As Goku ends up replying back by telling him, "I won't give up." There has to be a way to beat you. So although in the early stages of this rematch it would appear that Beerus is holding the upper hand, Goku acknowledges the fact that he knows that right now in his Super Saiyan Blue form, he really can't do all that much by using God or Blue to get the job done. So instead, what Goku ends up doing is actually stacking on Kaioken times 20 on top of his Super Saiyan Blue, as Goku goes on to cry out Kaioken times 20, which clearly then gave Goku the upper hand momentarily as he went along ahead to uppercut Beerus in the face, followed by punching him directly in the jaw, and with Beerus staggering back, he went along to tell Goku, "Don't get ahead of yourself, Goku. I've yet to even try against you." But Goku wastes little time in socking Beerus directly in the face again, so Kaioken times 20 seems to have the upper hand here in the fact that it's giving Goku the momentary boost that he needs to get the upper hand on Beerus, and with Beerus even going as far as to tell Goku, "Listen, I'm not even trying, I'm not using my full power yet," it's safe to say that Kaioken times 20 right now on top of Super Saiyan Blue is just barely getting Goku by. As Beerus ends up charging on in, he immediately turns the tides by punching Goku in the face before knocking him down, and as Goku is falling, he went along to say to himself he's been hiding his true power from us the entire time. "I can't give up now. I have nothing left, but I can't give up." As Beerus swoops on in again, he ends up kicking Goku directly in the stomach to where Goku knows now that not even Kaioken times 20 can even be remotely enough for him to win the battle against Beerus, considering the fact that Goku is slowly but surely now beginning to feel the absolute true power of a god of destruction, and for the first time Goku's conceding to the idea that Beerus had been hiding all of this power, his true power, this entire time, and perhaps maybe now he's going to need something more than Kaioken and Super Saiyan Blue to get the job done. And with Beerus then kicking Goku in the stomach, what ends up happening to Goku is he ends up powering back down to base form, with Beerus clearly taking the advantage in beating Goku around. As Goku ends up staggering back, he goes on to say to himself, "I'm not getting anywhere like this. I have to go all out. Kamehameha," and the second we get to see Goku charging up for this massive Kamehameha, what Beerus ends up doing while Goku is charging up for this attack is getting behind Goku and then literally just backslapping him directly in the face, as Beerus went along to tell him, "You have no chance, Goku." So not only is Beerus just simply toying with Goku at this point, but he also managed to successfully defeat Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. And because of this, we also get to see how Whis, Broly, and Vegeta are watching Goku's battle against Beerus, and with Beerus then charging in directly at Goku, Beerus then went along to tell him, "It's over, Goku," and right before Beerus initially goes to punch Goku, what ends up happening is Goku immediately then taps into Ultra Instinct Omen, and not only having to catch Beerus's punch right then and there, but this causes Beerus to absolutely freak out, as Beerus went along to comment, "No, not this," as Goku then takes initiative in punching Beerus directly in the face. The minute Beerus ends up staggering back, he goes on to ask where did he go, because Goku then ends up teleporting behind Beerus and kicking him in the back of the neck, which caused Beerus to hit the ground beneath him, which ultimately sets up this narrative that Beerus can conquer Super Saiyan God, he can conquer Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20, and perhaps maybe arguably Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, but now Goku had tapped into the powers of Ultra Instinct Omen right as a means of Goku having to take such punishment from Beerus himself. So with Vegeta, Whis, and Broly having to observe this, one can only speculate that the reason why they're here is to watch Goku's battle against Beerus, and with Beerus shown on the ground, Goku wastes little time in literally charging right at Beerus and punching him directly in the spine, and with Beerus feeling the impact of Ultra Instinct Omen, he then proceeds to stand back up while staggering and telling Goku, "Don't get ahead of yourself, Saiyan. I've been watching you very closely." And with Beerus then charging on in his attempts of attacking Goku, Beerus is then clearly shown at a significant disadvantage given the fact that he can't seem to hit Goku. Every single time Beerus tries to throw a punch, he tries to throw a kick, Goku's body immediately reacts and Beerus is unable to actually touch him, to where Goku ends up kicking Beerus in the face so far enough to where Beerus kind of staggers back again, as Beerus then tells Goku, "I've been waiting for this moment ever since I met you." So even even though Goku seems to have the upper hand with Omen, Beerus understands this, but at the same time isn't all that concerned, but more or less annoyed in the fact that he can't really do much to hit Goku now, even though he was able to do so prior. What Beerus ends up doing then is raising his power level up even more to where Whis seems surprised, Broly seems surprised, and Vegeta seems to be a tad bit more annoyed than actually surprised. As Beerus rushes towards Goku's direction, he then went along to tell him, "You wanted to see my true power? Well, I'm going to slowly show you," as he then goes on ahead to elbow Goku in the face, which causes Goku to hit the side of a canyon with such force to where Goku is inside of this crater, as he then goes on to comment his power spiked tremendously. And even with Goku acknowledging the fact that Beerus' power had just increased, what ends up happening is both Beerus and Goku end up charging towards each other, as now we have a stalemate. And this really isn't something outside of the norm if someone is wondering about how Beerus is able to keep up with UI Omen, in the fact that we saw Jiren do the exact same thing during the Tournament of Power. So it's safe to assume that right now Beerus had upped up the ante now in being able to keep up with Goku's UI Omen level, but even then, it comes as a surprise to both Goku and Beerus in the fact that Goku's now using Ultra Instinct Omen, and Beerus seems to be a tad bit worried by that, but even then, Goku seems to be a tad bit worried in the fact that Beerus now had also increased his power significantly enough to where he's able to rival Goku in battle, as only then we get to see how both of them are going back and forth against each other in what is a very heated and intense battle, in the fact that in going blow for blow, tit for tat against one another. And for Broly to watch this, I think is a very interesting concept, given the fact that at least then Broly himself gets to learn more about what Beerus can do, more about what Goku can do, and especially seeing Goku's UI form in this fan manga. But even then, as Goku and Beerus go blow for blow, they seem to be a tad bit even at first, with Beerus being able to hold his own against Goku, but then as we get to see them struggle, Beerus quickly teleports behind Goku and elbows Goku directly in the spine, which causes Goku to hit the ground beneath him. And with Broly absolutely floored, Beerus then goes on to tell Goku, "This is no longer a game to me, Goku. This is where we finish our battle once and for all." As Beerus then raises his finger, he creates a massive supernova, a massive sphere of destruction in the sky, as he then goes on to tell Goku, "You've proven your worth. Now disappear." And with Beerus then wasting little time in throwing the supernova down onto the ground where Goku is, what initially ends up happening is Goku then masters the power of Ultra Instinct in transforming from Ultra Instinct Omen into Mastered Ultra Instinct right there on the spot. And one can only assume that this is because Goku is now more adjusted to using the powers of Ultra Instinct, or perhaps maybe this is simply his intuition kicking in. But either way, with Beerus launching this blast down on the ground, what Goku ends up doing is actually countering Beerus' attack by using one of his own, and this energy blast literally cuts through Beerus' sphere of destruction. As Goku quickly moves in, he ends up kicking Beerus directly in the stomach, as he went along to tell him, "Face it, Lord Beerus, you can't win as long as I have this power." And with Beerus then feeling very frustrated, he went along to attack Goku by telling him, "Watch me then, Saiyan," but he can't seem to hit Goku, but instead, Goku ends up countering by punching Beerus in the face, and as soon as Beerus attempts to attack Goku, his body reacts fast enough in moving out of the way, as only then, what Goku ends up doing is blasting Beerus so hard that Beerus was literally sent out to the moon. But Beerus, being who he is, he ends up quickly leaping out of that crater, as he then went along to charge directly at Goku. With Goku raising his power level up even more, he then went along to tell Beerus, "I won't lose to you again." So it's very clear at this point that with the powers of Mastered Ultra Instinct, Goku has such a significant advantage against the god that Beerus can't even touch him, but instead, each and every single time he attempts to do so, Goku just quickly moves out of the way and then retaliates by attacking Beerus. As only then, with Beerus charging back from the moon, he cocks his fist back and screaming at Goku by telling him, "This game is over, Goku." And with Beerus delivering a thunderous shot to Goku's face, Goku took the hit head on, but had absolutely no reaction to the punch itself because it didn't really affect him. As Goku then knocks Beerus down with such force to where Beerus hits the ground, with Goku swooping on in and Beerus visibly hurt, he went along to slowly stand up and telling Goku, "You've proven your worth, Goku. I admire your growth to reach my power. I didn't think you would be able to catch up to me." And with Beerus slowly standing up while holding on to his arm, he then tells Goku, "But it still doesn't make a difference. I know now what I must do in order to defeat you for good. So Beerus knows of something, a strategy perhaps, a technique that could ultimately give him the upper hand against Mastered Ultra Instinct, because with Beerus attacking Goku, it doesn't seem to have any kind of effect at all, and with Goku holding the clear advantage over the Destroyer, Beerus is left with no other option than to do what he must in order to win, as only then Goku charges in towards Beerus' direction and telling him, "Our destiny has concluded, Beerus," and with Beerus throwing the shot with Goku catching it, but Goku also attempts to swing at Beerus. As Beerus manages to catch on to Goku's punch, he then proceeds to stick his hand out in a very familiar pose seen before in Dragon Ball Super, and with Goku in absolute shock, Beerus went along to tell him, "You leave me with no other choice. Goodbye, Saiyan. Hakai." And that's when Beerus ends up Hakaiing Goku right on the spot, with both Vegeta and Whis absolutely floored, with Vegeta crying out, "Kakarot, no!" Right then and there, we get to see how Beerus does exactly what he had said and ends up disintegrating Goku right before everyone's eyes. And this is something that I truly feel is an absolute game changer, because this begs the question, would Beerus have it within himself to actually Hakai Goku? And being the fact that just as we've seen be done in the manga, just as we've seen be done in the anime, Goku's fading to pieces. He's fading within the wind, and by the end of it, once Goku completely disintegrates from this world, Beerus then follows by closing his eyes and commenting, "You have my highest respects, Goku." As Beerus looks up towards Whis and Vegeta, he then went along to tell them it was the only way. He had it coming for always disobeying our orders. His legacy will always be remembered. He was truly a gifted warrior, but like all good things, they must come to an end. As Whis then smiles, he goes on to then tell Beerus, "I wouldn't be so sure, my lord." With Beerus baffled, he went along to ask, "What do you mean, Whis?" As only then he turns around, only to then be met by Goku, who's literally standing right behind him with his arm crossed smiling. He then went along to tell Beerus, "You almost got me there, Lord Beerus." With Beerus shocked, he went along to ask, "That's not possible." "But how?" As Goku tells him, "When I realized what you were about to do, I moved so fast that I created a shadow clone of myself to give off the impression that it was really me." As Goku then continues, "If I didn't act fast enough, you would have got me. You're very tough, Lord Beerus, but you'll have to do better than that to win. Now let's finish this." As Beerus goes on to cry out, "Curse you, Saiyan! You won't beat me!" And the second we get to see how Beerus tries to charge on in, he attempts to kick Goku but then stops himself only to fake it and blast Goku with a massive Hakai energy blast, as only then with Goku moving out of the way, the blast is then shown hurtling towards Whis, Broly, and Vegeta's direction, as Goku went along to cry out, "Look out, everyone!" As only then Broly is the first person to act upon this in getting right in the middle of this blast and grabbing it and then condensing it by squeezing it in on itself and shattering the blast into pieces, with Whis having to tell Broly, "That was very impressive, Broly." So I love this overall idea that even though it is Goku versus Beerus, at least other characters are shown getting involved. As we go back to Beerus and Goku, with Goku lighting up Beerus with lots of energy attacks, with Beerus attempting to grab onto Goku, what Goku ends up doing is grabbing onto Beerus' arm and flipping Beerus down onto the ground, sort of like a judo flip, I would say, until Beerus is shown laying there with Goku standing above him, with Goku then having to tell Beerus, "This is it, Lord Beerus. Kame," with Goku charging up for a massive Kamehameha. What ends up happening towards the end is Goku fires the Kamehameha from essentially point-blank range, in the fact that this fight dragged on from Super Saiyan God into Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20, into Ultra Instinct Omen, and then Mastered Ultra Instinct. And what I really love about this one shot is seeing how Beerus is just being taken back by this massive Kamehameha, with both Vegeta and Broly having to brace themselves from the sheer force of Goku's Kamehameha pushing everyone back, as the only person that seems to have a lot of intrigue in this and not being pushed back by the force of the Kamehameha is Whis. And with Beerus having to be shown completely being swallowed up by this massive Kamehameha, we get to see towards the end as Goku's tired, he's huffing, he's puffing, he went along to comment, "Lord Beerus, I'm sorry. Until then, out of nowhere, Goku's jaw drops, and he is absolutely floored by the idea that something indeed happened with Beerus following the Kamehameha, as Goku went along to respond, "No, No way! Impossible! As through the smoke and through the debris we get to see how Beerus is still standing on his own 2 feet, except he is completely battle damaged. He's hurt, he's bloody, he's wounded, he's tired, but he's still standing. And at some point it looked like Beerus was able to defend himself and hold his own guard against the Kamehameha, as only then he went along to tell Goku, "I'm not dead yet, Saiyan. Is that all you've got?" And Beerus looks absolutely destroyed. He looks like he's barely able to stand on his 2 feet, and with Goku still shocked, he went along to comment, "How did he possibly survive that? What is he?" And with Beerus trying to maintain himself while on his feet, he went along to comment, "I am a god, you mortal. I can never be beaten by you." As only then Beerus finally collapses in front of Goku. As Goku looks down, he went along to comment, "Incredible." As Goku also then ends up falling on his butt, he reverts back down from Mastered Ultra Instinct into base form, as the fight with Beerus had seemingly enough come to a close. And with Whis, Vegeta, and Broly having to come in a bit closer, Whis went along to respond, "Very impressive, Goku." Right before getting in front of Goku and extending his hand forward, he went along to then tell him, "He's only sleeping. You've evolved far beyond my expectations. Come now, let's all go home." As the manga chapter special comes to a close, I absolutely love the idea of what we saw from Beerus and the fact that he was able to survive the Kamehameha, except he proved himself as a god that he won't go down so easy, and for him to still stand after such an attack, for Goku to be left speechless and wondering what the heck just happened, all the respect in the world has to go to Beerus in being able to survive this, especially by the end, as he collapsed with honor in still telling Goku, "I am a god, and I could never be beaten by you." So first and foremost, I do want to absolutely thank each and every single one of you guys for supporting all of the fan mangas on this channel, because I was actually able to commission a few artists in creating this fan manga special for you guys, because a lot of you guys wanted to see somewhat of a Beerus versus Goku fan manga, and I said to myself last year that I really wanted to put this idea down onto paper, and I actually made it happen with a few artists that I've been working with. So in the end, with all of the scripting processes and everything having to be put down onto paper, this is all thanks to you guys. And if you guys have any more ideas that you would like to see in the future be made, then simply comment your thoughts as to what kind of fan mangas you guys want to see in the future, and myself and a few others are going to try our best in making that idea come to life. But what I really enjoy here is the fact that this is a concept that so many people have wanted to see throughout so many different arcs in Dragon Ball Super. I remember there was a time where every single arc went by and there would be someone out there saying, "Are we going to see Goku versus Beerus? Are we going to see an inevitable rematch between the two?" And given the fact that we never got to see that during the Universe 6 arc, during the Goku Black arc, during the Copy Vegeta filler stuff, during the TOP, during Broly, any of that, we never really got to see what it would be like to have Beerus fight Goku again outside of the stuff with Monaka. But I think that a lot of us can agree that Beerus is probably suppressing a lot of power within himself, given the fact that he probably doesn't deem Goku and Vegeta in being worthy of being his rival anyway. So other than that, I can see Beerus absolutely stomping Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, perhaps maybe the adapted versions of Evolution and Kaioken. But when it comes down to Ultra Instinct, I think that a lot of us can agree that MUI Goku would absolutely decimate Beerus. And given that narrative, what I really enjoyed here is seeing how even by the end, Beerus did not give up, but instead, he just ended up collapsing down onto the ground. Rather than admitting defeat, he went out like an absolute warrior, and I love the overall concept of both of them seemingly enough having to struggle rather than having one person overpower the other. But in the end, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you guys think about this fan manga? If you guys could change up some things, what would you guys do? And what were some of your favorite parts in this manga? And do you guys believe that one day we're going to see this adaptation be included in the form of an arc in Super or something down the line to where we get to see this actually be a thing? Thank you all so much for your time, guys. Once more, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to never miss a single video on this channel. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below. Tune back in for more, and also make sure to check out my previous fan manga videos. That playlist will be located down in the description box below. Thank you all so much for your time once again. Thank you all so much for watching, If you guys want to cop some dope merch, we also have some really cool new merch located down in the description box below, so make sure you guys check that link out. Thank you all once again, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck's up, on? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Frieza.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!
But once you get video, lots of likes, or Bill will turn you into chocolate!
Vados, get over here! Tell these mortals that I'm the biggest UnrealEntGaming fan. This is my moment. I'm a part of his notification squad. Universe 7 can have all the fun. I just want the food.
And don't forget to leave a comment on this video. Show some love for the best community on YouTube.
Kakarot!